time management is very, very important, because paper completion only can help you clear this examination. I still remember Tamim Ansaria, who is currently working as a UP cadre IAS officer. He secured 260 plus 268 or something like this. Around 270 marks she secured, but she was not able to complete the paper. If she was able to complete the paper, definitely she will be in Tamil Nadu by this time. So not completing the paper, one will have to go to UP. Not completing the paper, one have to become IPS rather than IAS. Not completing the paper, one will have to become Indian Postal Service officer, and not completing the paper, one has to write this examination again. So this is the danger present in this UPSC examination, that completion of paper is the biggest challenge. But it is not that completion of paper is not possible. Tamim Ansaria's case is a different case, because in their examination hall, they gave the question paper late by 10 minutes with a promise that they will give extra 10 minutes time, but they didn't give extra 10 minutes time. So supposing that your examiner or your exam center people are not starting the examination on time, then you don't think that they are going to give extra time. They will not give. You will create a problem. That is why they will initially tell that we will give you extra time. They will not give extra time. Remember this. Suppose your examination is starting only by 9:10 instead of 9 o'clock. Then you have to pick up the speed. No extra time will be given. In any case, no extra time will be given. So, how to complete the paper? You know that every subtopic present in the syllabus will have some major themes present. For example, whatever we have kept for today's test, we have the caste system, which is the most important underlying theme in all the questions. So when you are getting a question on caste, when you get a question on caste, then naturally what you have to think is, I have to think about the features of caste. A question is asked whether caste is persisting or caste is continuing. This is a very, very famous question in Sociology paper 2. The persistence and the changes in the caste system. Instead of caste system, I have given the persistence and change in untouchability. Remember, both are same. Both are same. So untouchability is only a product of caste system. And when they are asking about the practices of untouchability, or let it be the caste in politics, or untouchability, or the changes in caste, or modernity, entire paper 2 you can tackle if you know what is the structure of the caste, and try to think in the terms of structure of the caste. If caste is changing, if caste is not changing, then that has to be seen from the features of caste which you know, some 6 features of caste. Take this caste in politics, you try to discuss based on the features of the caste and how these features are trying to help in the democratic politics, or how they are using the caste features to gather the numbers. So this is how you have to think. When they are asking about untouchability, supposing that you didn't study untouchability, don't worry that I have not studied untouchability, caste is what is leading to untouchability. So the features of caste, how using these features of caste untouchability is practiced, you start writing. Hence only I say that you cannot afford to leave any question, because you can somehow manage if you are very strong in the basics about the caste system, basics about religion, basics about the rural structure. Caste, rural structure, family, religion. and political structure. If you are knowing these structures, paper 2 is a cakewalk for all of you. You need not worry that I didn't study, so I cannot write. No. There are certain fundamental aspects present in Indian society, institutions present in Indian society. The foundational institution happens to be the caste system. So any question in paper 2, you use this caste. Any question in paper 2, you use patriarchy. Any question in paper 2, you use Hinduism. Any question in paper 2, you use the rural structure. Any question in paper 2, you speak about agriculture. The rural structure cannot be discussed without agriculture. So, these are the topics which you need to know, and you should have a very strong understanding about the important aspects of these topics. And when a question is put, you start thinking in terms of this. For example, modernization they are asking. Modernization at what levels? Modernization at the level of culture, modernization at the level of structure, modernization at the level of institution, modernization at the level of interpersonal relation. No book will exactly give you this is the answer and so right. You have to have certain strong foundational knowledge about Indian society and apply this foundational knowledge to all current affairs whatever you are doing. When you are asked a question on how Marxian perspective can be used to apply Indian society, each and every institution present in India you can pick up. You pick out caste system, how caste system is only a class system. You pick out agriculture, how agriculture is only dominated by landlords. You pick out family, how the rich family is only going to have social status, going to have power. Religion, how there is so much of differential treatment in the institutions called religion between the rich and the poor. Take government or the state, how the government policies are only catering to the interests of the rich. Use globalization perspective and write how poverty expanded after capitalism in India. You are writing an answer, you have not studied. So this is what is the approach which you have to develop when you write sociology answers in paper 2. Each and every subtopic you will not be able to know sometimes. I have deliberately put one or two subtopics which you don't know. For example, caste in non-Hindus. I just wanted to know how do you reflect on this particular question which I have not discussed. So there is something which you need to have as a formula. A plus b the whole square can be known. Apply this a plus b the whole square, you are able to write answer for any question in paper 2. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program la irundu, Nirbhaya verdict la irundu, Aadhaar card right to privacy la irundu, everything you can include under the Marxian perspective. When Attorney General of India says, you poor people will have to compromise with the right to privacy if you wanted subsidy. Supreme Court immediately was asking, are you classifying people based on rich and poor, based on economic system? This constitution is applicable for all because it is prohibiting discrimination based on class according to Article 15, according to Article 14, equality before law. So, sociology is not a subject, sociology is your life. Don't think that it is a subject and you have to cram, you have to memorize, you have to by heart, and then out of 6 features of caste system given by G.S. Gore, I have written only 5 and repent for that and the kadaisi I have written. This is not, this is going to create a mental block that what I am reading I will just reproduce. This is going to create a mental block. Of course, reading and retention is very crucial, but after reading and retention, you go beyond. You go beyond. Reflect on the newspaper. Today you have read the newspaper. Apply sociology. Apply sociology. On any topic which you are seeing, apply sociology. the election of the President of India is decided by caste or not? Is there any ideology? Then why caste will not influence politics? The identity you are picking out from the birth. When Congress party is, when BJP party is leveling a person coming from the Dalit community, equally Congress party says, you are to be contested by our candidate who also comes from Dalit community. What Andhra Pradesh says is right. Now both are coming from the same community to whom you are going to vote. Now comes your party. Which party I am belonging to? Based on that party affiliation, I am going to vote. So each and everything is to be seen with the sociological perspective. Do not worry. You don't know, don't worry. Don't worry. Because when you worry, what happens? Your mind becomes so narrow, it will not allow you to think. And that mental block will have to be broken. Simply you reflect. You read a newspaper, you reflect. And when you are able to get connected to any sociological theories, then definitely go to your note and write that I can write about president election which happened yesterday. So, value addition, sky is the limit. No, to know about each and every institution, you have to read. Then application is something which you have to develop, contemplate. Naturally, you will feel that even without so much of cramming, I can produce sociology answers. This is what I wanted from you. That no mechanical memorization, just reflecting. Of course, some keywords will have to be kept in your mind always. After correcting your paper, I found one major mistake which is committed by those people, majority of those people, is that excepting few, many have not written the keyword present in the question in the introduction. Keyword present in the question will have to be given in the introduction. Rule number 1, frequently use this keyword throughout your answer. Rule number 2, conclusion will have to be so effective. It is not like thus sociology was emerging because of modernity. This thus type of conclusion is going to waste your time. Don't write thus. Write this thus type of conclusion we will be trained when we were in college or school. Thus emergence of sociology was caused by Renaissance. Thus emergence of sociology was caused by Industrial Revolution. Therefore, therefore sociology was contributed by the French Revolution. In conclusion, sociology came because of revolution. Logic conclusion is not restating what you have done, what you have stated before. It is no conclusion. Conclusion is your conviction about the question. So conclusion will have to be expressive. Conclusion will have to be using sociological jargons. Only then when he is reading the conclusion, he is going to fix the mark. He is going to fix his mark. Your mark is fixed when he is reading the conclusion. Appa conclusion doesn't if you put, then he also will, the elation which comes by reading your paper will suddenly become, he will be subsumed, right? So this is the reason why I tell that starting should be grand, finishing should be expressive.